Peace in Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters. It's your boy King 053, Mr. Easy Imali Enengi Nengi. Welcome back, guys, to King Says So with me, your host Kagiso Hlongwane. Guys, we are done with the 10K editions. I'd like to welcome the 1,000 subscribers that have subscribed in the past 7 days. Literally 7 days ago, we were just 10,000 subscribers, and today we are 11. I'm very appreciative of that. Thank you so much, guys. Family, the new ones, please go through the catalog and watch the older videos. You're going to gain a lot. Today, I want to speak about the integrity of politicians, especially those of the ANC in in South Africa today. I want to speak about why the ANC cannot recall the statements of Fikile Mbalula, why they need to protect him. I want to speak about how South Africans' eyes have been opened with the statements that Fikile Mbalula has made. I want to speak about apartheid government, apartheid spies, why they never told on each other, or for lack of better word, snitched on each other post 1994. I want to speak about the ANC Youth League being the future of the ANC and which stance they need to take going forward in terms of the statements that Fikile Mbalula has made. And I want to compare Nkandla versus Phala and tell you which one was worse. And at last, I want to say to South Africans, you've got a decision to make. It's up to you what you're going to do going forward, who you're going to elect, who you're going to put your X next to. As a Pan-Africanist channel, I have to be, I have to try by all means to be neutral and make sure that as long as black people are winning in this channel, I am happy. As long as black people are winning in this channel, I am happy. I'll never advocate for a white political party like the DA. Just imagine South Africa, our president John Steenhuisen. Just imagine. We cannot have a situation like that. The power will remain amongst us Africans because this is our land. And I'm unapologetic about that. Some of you might call it racist because I know I'm fighting the colonized mind. I don't mind educating you and bringing you back to your old self. Now let's get to the first point. The ANC cannot recall or reprimand, for a better word, reprimand Fikile Mbalula for what he said. You had the head of presidents, what's his name? Sibongile Besani. I'm not used to a man being named Sibongile. Sibongile Besani trying to defend what Fikile Mbalula said at Newsroom Africa. I'll play a clip for you guys. And making us really fools. You know when umuntu awutsiya for sebunu man. That is what Usibongile was doing. And it's so unfortunate that they have to put him in that position, because I say the men of integrity and the women of integrity in the ANC need to stand up. This is the time that they need to stand up. They say, even if we can lose power, but my integrity will stay intact. What Fikile Mbalula said is true. The ANC did 1, 2, 3. I don't care if you guys don't vote for us, but it is true. Someone has to come out and say it is true what he said. Because Fikile Mbalula did not beat around the bush. He really did not beat around the bush. Let's just quickly listen to what Usibongile said. So embarrassing trying to defend. You know, when you're trying to defend someone, you end up saying, the thing is, you're stumbling on your words because you don't know what you are saying and you don't believe what you are saying. Peace in Pan-Africanism. Let's listen to what Sibongile said.
Another subject matter. Did the ANC lie in Parliament to protect former President Jacob Zuma?
No, I I know the statement relates to what the SG said yesterday. I think the point that the SG was saying yesterday was trying to bring, to give an account on to what extent has the ANC sought to resolve the challenges that we have internally with President Zuma and protect him, because there are serious allegations that he's aggrieved of some other things and so on. That's the point he was trying to make. The ANC has not lied about President Zuma and so on. But the issue that the ANC has been doing is that whenever its leader is attacked, it will seek to ensure that it finds facts, it deals with facts and so on. It is not about saying we have lied and so on. And that is the context within which the SG was making those pronouncements.
Mr. Pesane, if this wasn't such an egregious matter, given the public funds that were used for the construction of the home of the former president of the ANC, I would be laughing right now. When I say, can I just conclude quickly?
Okay. So
When I say, did the ANC lie publicly? In fact, I'm putting it very lightly, because your Secretary General says yesterday, we said a swimming pool was a fire pool, and that was the extent to which the ANC lied publicly, to use your words, to protect, quote unquote. That's the word you've just used, to protect former President Jacob Zuma. Is that not a lie?
No. On the case of the swimming pool, government made a report, but the ANC, through the former Secretary General, if you remember how it explained this particular matter, whether man does, it did not say the swimming pool is a fire pool. What Gwede Mantashe explained at that time that, look, this is a swimming pool, and if there is fire, that water could serve purposes of fighting fire. He never said, hence he never said a swimming pool is in. He says it is a statement that came from government, but from the ANC point of view, the ANC provided a proper context on handling that particular matter. So what the SG was saying yesterday, he was narrating a story to them that these are things that came during this issue, or during the dealing with the issue of of Uganda. Issues of the fire pool came to the fore. He was anecdotally explaining that in Barberton yesterday, not stating that this is what we forcefully said as the ANC. No. He says in the context of dealing with the Uganda issue, the issue of a swimming pool being a fire pool came to the fore. He was explaining, narrating that where we come from.
Mr. Pesane, let me put it best, because the viewer may be confused and may likely follow your line of explanation. Let's put it in the exact words of what Fikile Mbalula said yesterday. Let's give you this soundbite. Please hold on where you are.
No, okay.
In defense of our president, we went to Parliament and opened an ad hoc committee and said a swimming pool is a fire pool. Yabona swimming pool leyo data sayichinja sathi ifaka uminister of police ebile khophe engaselanga tywala ubona ukuthi lento ubuphoki kunzima uexplain ubuphoki.
Mr. Pesane, kunzima uku-explaina ubuphoki. Those are the words.
So where are the men and women of integrity in the ANC? Where are the men and women of integrity to come and say, listen, South Africans, we wronged you there. We wronged you there. We wronged you there. And we protected Jacob Zuma. And that's another thing I will speak about on another video. Why selecting Jacob Zuma might not just be the best, because you might selecting the old, because you don't know who are the leadership of this party and if they are able. But I saw something say, Mokheng Sabela uyabizwa. Yeah, well, that will be a good plus, you know. But if we bring back the old team, if you bring back Supra Mahapu, Muhammad, if you bring back Supra, excuse me, my tongue is twisting, Ace Mahashula, and you bring them back in the mix when, because I think I'm predicting that they're going to announce the the joining of Ace by the time they go to the Free State. I hope I'm right. And you ask yourself, what is it that is new that these parties can offer? The new thing is the element that we need to get. And as a Pan-Africanist channel, I want to hear the right things. The state-owned bank, nationalizations of minerals, agriculture takeover, taking back of land, those type of things is what I want to hear as a Pan-Africanist. So South Africans' eyes have been opened. South African eyes have been opened. If your eyes are not open, there's something wrong with you. There's really something wrong with you. And I saw people on the comment section making jokes that if any of my family members vote for the ANC, I will disown them. Not necessary. For me, I've got like I told you, I've got my mother is in government. My sister is in government. So they are for sure going to vote ANC. They've got something to gain. And my mother is a loyalist is a diehard, is a devotee of the ANC. You can't convince her, and I don't want to debate politics with her because I think she knows more than me. So there are people that are going to vote ANC. Understand? Just be happy that the vote is not going to a white party. You understand what I'm saying? Just be happy because everyone at the end must make their own decisions. The funny thing is that we are so angry for the ANC's 29 years, 30 years, 30 years in government, and we can honestly count the wrong that the ANC has done to us in two hands. We can say service delivery was poor. We can say we didn't get the land. We can say we never infiltrated the financial sector. I'm talking about what they wanted from what they wrote in the Freedom Charter. You understand? You can count the wrongs, but when you go to the apartheid government, what they did to us for over 300 years, for over 300 years, 3, 4, 5, whatever years that these people colonized us. When they got out of power, you never had anyone singing like Fikile Mbalula. That man, what was his name? Janusz Wanush, or whatever his name is, the Polish immigrant from Polish, who shot Chris Hani at his house, on the head, kicked pants, dead. Who shot him dead. That man kept the white code. He never sang for anyone. He never sang for anyone. He never snitched on one name. He was ready to rot in jail. Thabo Mbeki kept him in jail. Zuma, in Zuma's term, he was already eligible to be released on parole because he has served more than half of the sentence of the life term prison sentence. The first thing that Cyril Ramaphosa did when he got power, he appointed the Chief Justice Zondo, and Zondo immediately the first week signed that man out of prison. That is how we Africans are sick in our stomach of being the poison of colonization is not out of us. That's why in this channel we have to fight that mentality. We have to fight that mentality that when we are fighting the ANC, let's not forget that we are fighting our own. Because I don't hear any of you making any noise about the crimes that were committed in the ANC, in the apartheid era. Bob de Klerk died with a miserable story in his deathbed when he said, I'm sorry for the crimes of apartheid, but That is what is happening here. The white people are loyal to the grave, like a Zulu soldier, like our ancestors who jumped off the ship and drowned in the sea, saying, I'd rather die than be a slave of these people. Like Marcus Garvey, who stood up, Nelson Mandela, Oliver Tambo. We can name them without stopping. Thomas Sankara, Polombo. Like, it's so many people have stood up and died for us to get this power back. And what do? We play around with the power, we snitch, we make South Africans stupid. That man never spoke. He killed Chris Hani. He never spoke. He's free now. They are releasing them. Oscar Pistorius serving 7 years in prison for murder, being released. None of my business. None of my business. So, which one is actually worse between this Phala Phala and the Nkandla issue? You heard Fikile Mbalula saying people have lost their jobs because of what happened in Nkandla. People have lost their careers because why? Politicians will put a blame on innocent people. They are that evil. They will put a blame on innocent people, and people's families' lives will be impacted because of politicians' errors. We want to see great politicians. We do have great politicians in Africa. You see it with Ibrahim Traoré of Burkina Faso. You see it with the 3 generals of Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso. The turnaround that they have done in their country in the past 12 months beats what the former colonized presidents have done in the last 20 years or more. What these 3 generals have did for their countries, they have shown us that it is possible as Africans to govern perfectly. Govern with integrity. So now the question remains, will the ANC Youth League, being the future of the ANC, Colin Malaji, Sabelo, we are busy on daughter. Of course, I've got no hope in that one. I'm just saying his name. Absolutely no hope in that one. Absolutely no hope in Colin Malaji. Yo. Leadership, I think, is becoming weaker and weaker and weaker by the day. Everyone they elect is a weakling. But Abo Colin and his group, they've got a chance right now to say, listen, we are standing up as the Youth League. Fikile Mbalula, step down. Cyril Ramaphosa, step down. We are going to take over. The revolution of young people is starting in the ANC. We can lose these elections, it's fine, but we will not lose the next one because we will prove to our people on the ground with the second chance that they will give us that we can run effective governance. That is what the Youth League must do. That is what the Youth League must do. I am so heartbroken with the standard of spineless politicians that we have in South Africa. Spineless. Go in the comment section and tell me what you think. It's spineless. ANC turning 112 years with spineless leaders. Spineless. We can see what is happening at Nkandla. We can see clearly what is happening at Phala Phala. We are not stupid. You brought this little poor girl, advocate Koleka, to come and lie. You put Busisiwe Mkhobane through hell to make her finish her term before it finished, like a month, like she was like 3 weeks before the term must finish. They fired her. In Parliament, all the black people railing behind the DA. railing behind the DA. Yeah, she's not fit to hold office. Why? Because she touched white monopoly capitalists. She went for Reserve Bank. What a brave woman. History will judge us South Africans for what we did to Busisiwe Mkhobane. History will judge us. That woman told us everything that was right. A woman of integrity. My home girl, by the way, so that's my home sister. That's like my queen. So South Africans, we have to make a choice. We have to make a choice. The honest three choice that we have is ANC, is Mkhonto Wesizwe, is the EFF. There is no other choice. The others, you can vote for them to win, maybe in your local ward or local district, whatever. But I'm speaking about nationally. These are the only three parties that must be in the minds of the electorate, the people who are going to vote. These are the only three. I don't listen. Vote for black. Vote for African. Don't play around with me here on my channel. Don't play around. Don't try to give me reasons why the DA is good. Ngazongihlanyela. Ngazongibhedela mina. DA good for what? Good for who? The DA will not fix the historical disadvantages that were imposed on black people, that we suffered as black people. They don't believe on that. The DA believes on let's be equal. But we can't be equal because we do not start in an equal playing field. So, black Africans have been disadvantaged historically, financially, by being excluded throughout the major sectors of this country. And we need to fix that. And only the government can fix that. We can't do away with the tender system. The apartheid government had the tender system. We need honest tenderpreneurs. We need honest politicians. We cannot do away with land reform. Our people need their land back. We cannot allow these big banks to continue to loot our country. We need a state-owned bank. We need to be in control of the Reserve Bank. We need to print our own currency. We were laughing at Niger when Niger's currency was being printed in France. They print it in France. It cannot buy in France. It's worthless in France. They fly it to Niger and then give it a weak value. And the Niger government could not print their own currency because of the former president Mohamed Bazoum, who played around until the generals, the coup took over the country. And then now sanctions have been imposed on Niger. Sanctions have been imposed on many countries in Africa. And I heard that the DRC is in talks with Israel to bring some of the Palestinians refugees to fly them to DRC. That nonsense must never happen. Let these people go to Iraq, Saudi Arabia. Let these people go somewhere, not here in Africa. In fact, the DRC has got its own problem. There's too many wars happening in the DRC. SADC countries have sent armies to go and fight the people there. Now you are going to take refugees from Pakistan, Palestine. Africans, let's put ourselves first, please, man. Let's put ourselves first. I'll report this on the African News. Please watch the African News edition of this channel. It's very important. It's very important. Let's go and make a decision. I really need to do a breakdown why you should vote for the ANC and why not you should vote for them, why you should vote for the EFF and why not you should not vote for them, and why you should or should not vote for Mkhonto Wesizwe. I'm gonna do that. If you want that, please go in the comment section and just type "Do it, King." Do it, King. I'll do it. Definitely, I'll do it. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for every subscriber, every new subscriber here. You are at your Pan-Africanist home. Here we advocate for African unity, African oneness, for African love. One Africa, one currency, one Africa, one army, one Africa, one language, and one Africa, one with a united spirit. That is what we are advocating here. We don't beat around the bush. We put Africans first. Everyone else second. Africans first. Because we Africans have suffered for far too long in the history book, under oppressed by evil people. It's time we put ourselves first. So I plead with you, in fighting with the ANC, let's remember that we are fighting our own. I always said, when we fight our own, let's not fight to kill, but fight to correct. You understand what I'm saying? Let's fight to correct the ANC, not to kill the ANC. Take out the bad apples out of the basket and let the good apples remain there, if there is any. If there isn't, there is other political parties to choose from. Let's not fight to kill each other, Africans. Let's fight to correct. It's your boy King053, Mr. Easy, Imali Eneng. Until we meet next time, don't forget to pray. And after you pray, make sure that you stand up and do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace in Pan-Africanism. I salute you.